Yes, once again, I was talking and running at the mouth, and I was on mute. I have to mute when I come in now because it's kind of like gets Homer and Wilbur settled. Okay, you should have sound now. And if you don't, then we're in trouble. So let me know if you have sound because I did put the sound on. And I was saying hello and hi, Connie Spears, if you're out there. But Connie, are you sad? You threw me a sad face. I hope everything's okay. Other than you might be freezing in your neck of the woods. Yes. I know, Cheryl. Is winter almost over? Well, I'll go back here because we are going to start on our December daily cover only. And I know the original date was to start January 30th, but I wanted to get started on the cover and be able to take it a little bit slower. I have had a lot of new crafters that want to do this, and so I really wanted to go slow on the cover. And the rest of you, I'm glad you're here to be with us, just to hang out and craft. I know many of you are experts who've made hundreds of covers. And so I do want to go through just a little bit on the kit. Now, if you purchase the December daily kit, you will get the printed instructions. If you did not and you're just following along with the tutorial, then you're going to have a notebook. And I show this every time. This is my notebook. Hi, Brian. And I write everything down. And I've got hundreds of these notebooks. Ask Sally. She's been here, her and Brian. They've seen them. December daily. This is how it starts out. I handwrite it all, draw it out. And then, so there's some work that goes into this. And so I don't want you to think that we're just keeping the paper away from you. It's just that if you purchase the kit, that's one of the benefits. You get this in there for free. If not, just follow around and jot down the measurements, okay? So I wanted to go slow on the cover. I want to be able to really help those who haven't made one before. And I'm going to show you a couple of things. So I will be using the art glitter glue. I'm going to use my Cricut thing here. I'll check one more time on my sound, but it should not be breaking up. Nope, and it shows that we're good. So I hope it's not breaking up. And I'm going to use I call it scraper spatula, and of course my spacers. And we do have more being cut right now. So there'll be more in stock soon. Of course, I'm going to use score tape sheets. Hi, Jessica. So I'm using the score tape sheets because it just makes it a lot quicker. And I did not cover my chipboard in the score tape this time. So I could help those who haven't done this before and if it's your first time using the score tape sheets. So on your instructions, I have already gone through my cutting guide and I've cut everything. I've labeled it. But if you're a beginner, I kind of recommend that you don't, because if you make a mistake, you're going to be, hi, Julie, you're going to be really frustrated. But I did go through and I did cut everything so I'd be ready to start. And that's where we're going to start is with the album cover, your chipboard. Yes, it's been a while, and my knee is actually my knee's been doing good. It's my sciatic nerve, so it's doing a lot better right now. You have the two pieces of chipboard. Okay, now this is where I want you to jot this down. If you don't have the instructions, they are 7.5 inches wide by 9 inches long. And you need two of them. That's okay, Diana. We just started. I was just talking about pre-cutting your kit. If you are very confident in your measurements and you don't want to cut it if you're not super confident in your hi Danelle, if you're not super confident in your cutting skills, then you've got a spine piece. And it is 3.5, and of course it's 9 inches long. Okay, then we're going to need the cardstock. And if you've got the cutting guide, we're going to be on the cardstock to wrap the chipboard, and then you're going to want the cardstock for the inside spine. Now, this does stay recorded. You can go back and watch it over and over, and it will be put in a file in the guides on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, and it will be a playlist on my YouTube. Okay, I'm going to pull out cardstock, and I'm going to give you the measurements that we're going to use to wrap the spine pieces in. And you're going to hear Wilbur snoring. Yes, this is going to stay. All my December dailies, you can go back to 2018 and see them all. So we need two. I don't need that one. Oh, no, you know what I know? I remember what I did. I don't think I cut those because they were so big. Just a minute. Oh, no, those are extra. There we go. Those are my two big extras. Yes, I made the original one and wrapped it in black. I'm using craft this time. We're still waiting for more black to come in, and it should be here next week. You can use any color. You can use red, green. You can even use navy blue if you want. But I want to do a black one and a craft one, so I'll have both. And to wrap, I want two pieces of 9.5 by 11. 9.5 by 11. And one piece that is 6.5 by 11 for our spines. I know. I love the craft cardstock. Yes. And we're going to get started. So I want to put that where I won't lose it. And we start with my two pieces of 7.5 by 9-inch chipboard pieces. And I'm going to put my score tape sheet on here. I like to use the score tape sheet. Now, if you're not comfortable using them where you just rip it off, rip that Band-Aid off, you know. And I want you to start with the corner. I'm going to do it both ways. And I like to use the scoreboard because it keeps me straight. And I'll just put that corner right up there. And it will stick. There we go. It's not perfect, and it's okay. Then I'm going to take a craft knife. Now, another thing I do sometimes, you can pre-cut this in your, this will cut in your cutter. You'll just cut it 7.5 and then the 9-inch length. So you can cut it in your cutter. But I find this just as easy. You do want to save those nice big pieces. You know what, Elizabeth? I don't know. I had to keep going in to find my video. I don't know. I could not find where my video was posted to even begin on Facebook. So that's so hard to say. I don't know what the magical formula is with Facebook anymore. It used to be so easy to go up. There is a spot to push your notifications. I don't know where it is these days. Piece number 1. That's ready to go. Now, if you are completely comfortable, so the first one I showed, if you're not comfortable, this one, if you are comfortable, which I prefer, then I just pop it down. Oh, okay. So the girl, yeah, the design team said their notifications are on too, but they didn't get any notifications. So I don't know. Oh, and it's Friday. What a great day to start crafting. Great way to start your weekend out. Put that aside for now. Oh, no, I can't. We got to do the spine piece. That's where these guys are going to come into play. Now, my spine, so I used 2 sheets. Uh-oh. Is that home? Oh. Wilbur, we woke Wilbur up talking. Then we're just going to take this little guy along the bottom. That piece I won't keep. Oh, we're still going to use that. Just making sure everything is down good and tight. Now, if you like to use your glue, of course, you'll do it differently. You're going to add your glue as you go. My knee's doing pretty good. Actually, it's doing really well today. Um, now, if you purchase the kit, it's in your kit. And I can't remember, Danielle, I think did you purchase the kit? Should be inside of there. If not, you just jot it down as we go because it won't be posted. Oh, I'm going to use my 1-inch spacers, and if you need me to go back, we cut 2 9 by 7.5-inch pieces of chipboard, 1 3.5 by 9 spine, then your cardstock to wrap, 2 9.5 by 11, and 1 6.5 by 11. And yes, look inside. Your cutting guide could be in the front or it could be in the back. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and again, if you're uncomfortable, just remove a corner. So I'll do it both ways. And I'm going to reach up behind. I'm going to look for that piece. There. Sometimes I gotta reach up to grab it. And that's what we'll have to do. But then it's all on. Okay. So I'm going to take a breather for just a second, and I'm going to let you guys get caught up. I'll give you just a moment. Okay, everybody caught up? Then our second piece, you are comfortable now with your working with your score tape sheets. And really, when you use the spacers, don't be nervous. Jen Palmer's almost done. Of course she is. Jen is our Speedy Gonzalez of crafting. Then I'm just going to put that right there, my spacers. No worries, no fears, and it's all done there. Now let's go ahead and take our spatula or your bone folder, however you want to just make sure it's down tight. Now we want to do the spine piece. Okay, for the spine piece, remember this is going to be a little different. And I just need to shoot out to our shipping a message. And the dogs are going to bark because they're not listening to me. Homer, Wilbur, if I suddenly mute, it's because the dogs bark. No. Because Wilbur, I mean, Homer barks at everything and anything. Okay, 6.5 by 11 is the piece we're working with now. And you may say, but that's weird, more than an inch on both sides. The reason I do more than an inch on both sides, I do 1.5, is because I want to make sure I've got plenty of side pieces attached. Here it is. So I'm the way I'm going to do my cover. I want to make sure it's not landing on that inside piece we're going to cover this with. It makes too much bulk. It will make sense in a minute. But we still only need an inch at the top and bottom. And I just need to let you know, if you like to lay out your chipboard, connect your cardstock together, it will still work. You do the method you're comfortable with. Not only do I like this method better, and I know some of the aspects we're making the spines bigger, it just gives it a nicer finished look. And even though my pages are pretty bulky here, pretty much it will lay flat, but we've got some heavy duty bulk. This is the one I made first. And so Tanya and I talked to her and we increased the distance. So you're going to have more room and it is going to lay much nicer. So you do want 1.5 inches. And however, if you don't have a spacer, just make a light line on both sides. So this just is, I mean, this is a great, or you can cut your pieces of chipboard. You can cut a 1 inch and a 1.5 inch piece. That's how I started out with these spacers, was just cutting my leftover chipboards. And then Beth came along and she's like, I can cut those for you for your business. And I'm like, wonderful. Okay, I'm pretty much done with that now. Put it away so I don't cut myself. And here's my 3.5 by 9-inch spine. So be sure to jot 3.5 by 9 down. Those away. I always put those away so I don't lose them. Now I posted the schedule on the continuation on Scrapbookers of Craft Creations. And it is in the featured tab. So that, hi Bonnie, so that you will be able to see our calendars as to when the next live is. It'll start January 30th. But the nice thing is it stays recorded. You don't have to worry. So I'm just gonna start with my short end first, and we're gonna do the spine piece, and then we'll go back to our 2 big pieces. Making sure my cardstock's hugging the chipboard. Hi, Linda. Hi, Cindy. Again, I make sure the cardstock's hugging the chipboard. Now, if you now see the difference when you push it there to hug the chipboard, it hugs it. So next, I'm just going to fold this backwards. This becomes our hinge. So you want it to work well. Then I'm going to don't do this with a sharp bone folder, okay? If you don't have one that isn't sharp, like the pencil or some older ones, then I would just skip this part. It's not a big deal. I just do it because it does clean up that edge. Now you can see how it did that. But again, don't fret over it if you don't have something that isn't sharp. Maybe you have a jelly pen or any kind of pen with this rounded edge. Just push it against the chipboard lightly and it'll form. And just repeat. Now you're going to get your own method that you're comfortable with. Maybe this, what I'm doing is too many steps and you don't like it. So you'll figure out a different way. That's okay. This is crafting. There's really no right or wrong to the method, just so you get it put together, right? I'm gonna pop that down a little bit, even though we're gonna wrap here in a minute. Now, see this rectangle? This is why I don't use a mitering tool. I don't like tools. Many of you already know that. So I'm going straight up the score line to the chipboard, all the way to all the way to the chipboard, and I removed it. And I saw many of you are asking about a mitering tool. If you like that, that's great. You can do it that way. This way, I don't have to worry if I'm teaching or maybe at the store or off somewhere crafting with friends. I don't have to worry about that extra tool again to take with me. We're just going to cut all those rectangles out that was created from furnishing your chipboard. Your cardstock. Next, I'm just going to fold that edge in, fold it lightly, scissors on the chipboard, and I'm going to angle in. Keep it on the chipboard until you can't go any further. You won't cut it too short. And again, on the other side. What you're looking for is a straight line from this chipboard. I have some sticking out there. Let's get the camera to focus. I'm looking for a straight line. Think math here, geometry, and all that. We're looking for a straight line and then it curves in. And we're going to repeat. Well, tools in my craft room, Jennifer, end up in the garbage because I'll just be crafting along. Next thing I know, I thought I threw something I needed to throw away, and it was actually a tool. So let's fold that down again. It'll go past your chipboard, and you will keep that straight line going. And then it will angle, of course, but you're looking for a straight line at the edge of the chipboard. Or it just goes straight. Okay, we want to go ahead and put our small 1-inch pieces down, and for that, I'm just using glue now. I won't be using any more score tape unless you want to. Even when I was using score tape, I would still use glue along the edge of the chipboard. Again, we're going to push the paper against the chipboard. Yes, Melissa, I spent many of those days, and that's when I said I am done with tools. I will figure ways out because I'm not having to. Boy, today, it's usually been quiet. Today is like a crazy day. All of a sudden, shipments at the door. People, you think it was a business or something. Just move along the chipboard. So today we've started moving the warehouse to the new location. It's going to be right next door to the store, which is going to be so nice if you're local. We will not be running back and forth to the warehouse to bring merchandise back. It's all going to be in one place. And today is the beginning of moving day. So it will be posted. Orders that were placed all went out, but we may be a day or two behind next week is all. And we will be definitely back up and shipping 100% Wednesday. Well, thank you, Jennifer. We did have, I mean, the girls have already moved that middle shed. They are like hauling. They're driving their grandpa's truck. It's so cool. So there's my hinge pieces. We're going to my hinge piece. I mean, these are going to be now our working mechanism. See how nice it goes? Yeah, these teenagers put them to work. Why should we old people hurt our backs? Okay, I'm going to set that aside. Oh, I know those young kids. Let me tell you. Okay, I'm going to flip over. I'll just be working in the store tomorrow, Jen, while they're moving. If you want to come and visit, I mean, I always love when the designers come to the store and visit. Okay, I can push against there. Make sure your chipboard meets the cardstock and they're hugging. Oh, they'd be out. Just offer them some money. They're teenagers. They'll be there. Trust me. Everything runs off money when you're a teenager, right? Oh yeah, well we'll be there. Okay. Same method. The only difference is we have squares. And the squares will look like that. Hi, Terry. Yes, the replay will be here in Scrapbookers, and it will also be on YouTube, so you can access it any place you want to. So let's cut the square out. I gotta put some cables up. Okay. And there goes Homer. So we're just going to cut those squares out. Homer thinks he's a cat. Oh, unfortunately, these are sold out, and I'm trying to get more. This is the Scrap Perfect No Plug Glue Tip. It's amazing, and I'm waiting for them to come back in stock. And look at this, so the pen goes right in there, and I love it. I love it. But the blue size, I don't think there's any more left on the website. I have a beagle that just climbed in the chair with me. So, Homer, you got to get down, honey. We're going to do the same thing. Create that straight line. Just cut it with your scissors against your chipboard and just kind of practice them going in and out and in and out and just walking it up, and then you'll never cut it too short. And really, on this one, it wasn't almost foolproof. If you cut it and made a hole, you really cut too deep. Now I have to flip this to the opposite side because, of course, if you're left-handed or right-handed, you'll probably do the same. Then the long side, and then we're going to cut the sides off. Hi, RJ. I see you made it. That means you must have had a break in the snow. Okay. Get all my pieces cleaned up so we don't get them stuck in the glue, which I've done before. Then it gets stuck under and then you can't get it out. Okay, all four corners now. We're going to start by gluing down the sides. See the glue starting to ooze out? That's going to keep it nice and tight. And I always do your opposite sides. At this, if you're going to do your too short first, that's fine. Just make sure you do the too short first. Oh, start dinner. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to start dinner today, Tanya. It's going to be like one of those days. Okay, now I'm going to do some checking because now if there's any chipboard sticking over on the corner, I'm going to trim it. It doesn't look like I have any, what I mean, sticking out that it comes over the edge of the chipboard. So just trim it. See, when I fold this down, it's like sewing or creating a box because we made the squares. So we don't have to worry. We've got a perfect fit and we don't have any holes in the corner. That's what we're having too, actually, is the Instafreeze meals. Love the Instafreeze meals on the night. You really can't cook. You just pop them in the Insta. We have a cool company here called Instafreeze meals. Let's see. Oh, are you kidding, Jen? What a fabulous I love My Fair Lady, and you're gonna see the Broadway show. Oh, I'll bet you are excited. Post some pictures. I hope you got a scrapbook page made for that. Oh, Jen, I haven't picked mine out for 2 months. So we're gonna have a freezer full. Can't beat the prices. Okay, and this side. And the cloth is just so I don't have any glue coming out the ends. I catch it right away. Okay, there's one of our covers. See, all nice, all tight. Yeah, we didn't cook ours either. So yeah, we've kind of got a space problem, and now we're going to be cooking. Hey, let's just repeat on our opposite piece of wood. So the Instafreeze freeze meals. I know you guys. There's not many of you here in Utah, but if you're in Utah, it's it's these two sisters that started a business, and it's Instafreeze meals, and you go pick them out. But here's the thing: you can't buy a full meal for $17. The Instafreeze meal. So what it is like there is soups. There's even a pot roast, and what it is everything's in there, and then it'll feed one Instafreeze meal for $17 to feed 4 people, and with the price of food, let me tell you, it is a bargain. And then you bring them home, and it tells you you add your hot water, some of them, or broth, and chicken, everything's in there. A lot of them are you shred them, the shredded meat and whatnot. We're gonna cut out our squares and cook your rice or vegetable or whatever you're gonna have. If it's a soup, you don't have to do nothing. And you've got dinner in less than 30 minutes, and the Instant Pot did it all. We get what 8 meals for $100 a month. It's crazy, and it just is really a nice convenience. I don't. They're not out of Utah. It's not a chain. It's like I said, two sisters that started it. You can look up Instafreeze meals here on Facebook, but they won't deliver obviously. Oh, 8 meals for 115 a month. Yes, that's what it is. 8 meals, 115 a month, and it's absolutely amazing. I'm telling you for the price. So do your math. 8 meals, one will feed 4 people, and $115. Okay. And I saw that. I saw that they do delivery, so I got to get that started too. Actually, oh, Jen, I think I made mine. Mine's the 21st. Okay, we're gonna cut the corners. Yeah, just look up Instafreeze meals. Awesome, awesome, awesome for cooking meals. And they told me you can also put them in the crock pot. So there is a you can just put them into the crock pot. Of course, it'll take longer to cook. So I might try the crock pot this weekend. Oh no, this is nothing like Home Chef. I hate Home Chef. I hate those meals. Nope, this is totally different. Go to Instant Freeze Meals on Facebook. Check it out. There's like it's amazing. Hey, I'm ready. Yeah, I got to where I didn't like Home Chef. We would get stuff and just throw it out. So I'm like, no. And it was expensive. Oh, it was very expensive. Yeah, that was me too. There was too much prep. I wanna open that baby and throw it in my Oh, if you've got somebody local, yeah, that's really cool. And definitely, it's not craft hey, it assists with your crafting. Support these men and women, especially that are starting these little businesses. That's how I feel. If we don't support, um, if we don't support these small businesses, I mean, they're going to be gone, and we're not coming back if we don't get the support. you know, um, because we want to do fun things for, and that's like with Instamills. I just keep supporting them because they put so much of their time, heart, and soul into this and bring such a fabulous product that actually makes it so I can craft longer without having to worry about picking up a meal. Or my husband now he's learned while I was recuperating from my knee replacement surgery, he learned how to use that Instapot. So now it won't be I'm gonna fix dinner, he'll just pop something in and I'll be like, oh honey, you are such a great husband. And it will save marriages because you'll be just so proud of your husband to give him that positive feedback, right? Or the girlfriend or the significant other or the spouse. You'll make such a better relationship. Oh, that's great. Yeah, well, actually, these ladies do deliver, and I forgot about that till Jennifer mentioned it, so now I need to, get on the ball. Okay, we've got our cover, front and back. We have our spines. Isn't that fun? It really is fun when we're crafting food. Okay, but now I'm going to flip upside. It doesn't matter what. And it's winter. I've got a little spot here that popped. Really not a split, it's just a little pop. I'm just gonna glue it back down. I don't wanna sand it. Sometimes I'll just use my emery board. So I'll glue it down. You may see those. It's not a split. Just use your art glue. Like putting a coating of polish on there. Oh, they are gonna be shipping? Oh, see? You gotta do what you gotta do to keep that business going. Well, I can guarantee you they've got quality food and you won't be disappointed. Hey, I'm looking at my corners especially. What I'm looking for is that I don't have any cardstock standing over. Now, if you want, you can do it this way. I've been doing it a little bit different because I find it's easier. You can lay this down. You would add your adhesive glue if you're using whatever you want, and then you're going to lay this down on top. That's how I used to do it. Here's the thing to watch out for. You don't want to put it on the finished side, okay? Or you're going to be very sad. You need to turn this over so that your two unfinished sides face each other. My hinge is folded inward. Pick up your cover. And just sandwich those together. I'm not really, pushing it back yet. So I'm going to grab my clothespin for just a few minutes. I'm going to help that dry for a second. So let's let that dry for just a minute. And let's look at the, and we'll put the other side on too. But we want to look at the cardstock for inside spine. And that is 6 1/6 by 8 7/8. Oh, well, there's my cute little sticker. It was upside down. 6 by 8 7/8. So there's your sizes. That was the cardstock we just cut. Okay. I'm going to get my cutter. And I'm actually going to cut my score tape sheet to fit. So I'm going to cut it. Remember, you got this piece, so just measure from the white. I cut it just a hair short of 6. And I'll just cut it a hair short of 8 7/8. So I don't want anything to hang over. Oh, did I just cut that at 7 7/8? I sure did. I would use that for something else. So a hair short of 8 7/8. See, that'll fit just nicely. Or when it's time, you can use your glue. But do go light and go across it this way. You don't want glue to land in your spine area. Well, and it attached itself there. Sometimes that happens, and we're just going to let it happen. It's not a problem. Yes, Denise, you're going to have to stay after school and craft. So that's really, I know, a tough one, having to be finished the craft. All right, now I'm just going to kind of push the spine on the chipboard side down a little bit. See how nice that is? And there was no stress. There was no stress. I hope you're not having stress putting this together. So we're going to finish that again. And I'm going to add, whoops, not quite to the top. About an eighth of a way down. Well, about a 16th of an inch. Sorry, an eighth is quite a bit. But don't worry if you do. It just wipes off. I need to feel the bottle. Okay. Remember, uncovered side to uncovered side. Uncovered side. Sandwich it there. Just sitting even. Some heavy burnishing. Don't be light. So I'm looking that no glue escaped, so I can turn it over, and we'll just add the clothespins for a moment, especially the top and bottom. Okay, I'm going to let that dry and check and see, does anyone have any questions so far? Remember, the nice thing is that you'll be able to play this back as many times as you want. So you can stop and start, stop and start. You need to write down your instructions, or you need a minute to catch up. Okay. Yeah. Every now and then I got to stand up and stretch this knee and the sciatic nerve. If I don't, then it bites me. Okay. And we're just letting that glue dry. Excuse me. Awesome. They just got the film put on the windows over at the store. So usually our warehouse is next door while we're letting that dry. So we're gonna have this film out. No, guys, can you see it? Looks like diamonds on the window. That's gonna be the warehouse side. So if you're coming shopping in Utah, or you live in Utah, the warehouse side is that one. So you go next door. How awesome! You have 4 graduation. Oh, you know what? I actually have graduation books this year. I've got the twins, 2 of them, 2 of them, they're twins graduating, and I need to get those made. I think I'll just do the albums in a box. Okay, let's turn this over. And there we have the album cover. Great, looks awesome. Now, that piece that we've added our cardstock on, like I said, if you use glue, I would maybe still use your score tape here and here, and keep the glue out of this center section. You don't want to get glue in there, okay? If you're using the score tape sheets, you're all covered. That's what's so nice about this. Now, remember when I got mine? Yeah, I meant to get it inside of there, but I didn't. So now I will push it down so that it's not sticking over the top. Oops, none of it. The only thing is it will catch dirt, and that drives me nuts. Oh, I love those boxes too. The album in a box makes so many great projects. Being stubborn. Okay, and if it doesn't want to go down and you're fighting it, we get out the memory board here and we just file that right off. Now, keeping my fingers. Still got a corner there. Oh, it's instead. There we go. Now, if you'll notice, because I didn't want to waste a lot of paper, I mentioned about the sizing. So you'll notice this is shorter than these, which is what I wanted. I either want it, okay, this piece that we cover, I either want it longer or I want it shorter. You don't want them to fall. If they fall here evenly together, it's going to make a bulky area there. So you'll see here when we put this down, but to save paper and not cut another whole sheet, which is what I was avoiding doing, is why I went to 6 inches. I need to make sure I get things level here. Now it falls, see, here we've got layers. Instead of stacking it up, hello, instead of stacking it up, you've got it sitting on the inside where you're not going to have a lot of bulk. And a lot of you that are new, you'll see our design team, a lot of them will use the lay flat method. And I know in my older videos how this came about back in 2009 when we were on a crafting cruise, and we had some elderly ladies that were so cute. They were in their 80s and they traveled everywhere. And they never made a mini album, and they found it really hard to wrap the chipboard. So we were wrapping it in that long piece. So we played and played, and we played on the ship somewhat. And then I got home, and I'm like, "This is how you can do it." Because really, when you pick this up to go up on the chipboard, you've got arthritis in your hands. It hurts. So they were pretty excited. I was pretty excited, and there we have the lay flat cover before. And a lot of them are there's a lot out there teaching it now as their own, which they really should give it back to the design team. But it's okay because we share things. But really, it came about as a necessity for our hands. Okay, let's go ahead and start bending. Again, don't do this if you have a sharp bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, then just go ahead and I'll show you. Just go ahead and bend it and push it down. Then we're going to burnish that. So how it would look if I didn't have because there's no way this would punch right through my card. Okay. Oh, you can use this one. This is a good one. Okay. And take that in there just to help. Or I'm going to be honest with you. This just makes it look neat. You can just slap it over, burnish it. If you're using artisan cardstock, see, just slap it over, burnish that baby down, and you're good to go. I like to kind of define that bend. That's why I do it. Okay. Let me put these tools up so we don't lose it. And that now you should be able to bend this back and forth. If you've got some glue that just did get stuck out there and you don't like it, just take an emery board, lightly file it on. And there we have our album cover for the December Daily. Now, it is also this one, the new one is wider than this one. In our sample, we made the spine bigger. Let me show you how much bigger. There we go. So this one is bigger than my sample. Like I said, after it was made, it was just too thick. It's already pumped up without photos. So you can watch the walkthrough on the December Daily, and I do have kits available. online. You're gonna wanna grab them because what's left is it. In fact, they're going out no, they'll go out Wednesday, the 25th, the date we said. And so, yeah, this one has a nice big thick spine, and that is where I also turned it into same measurement, just a few changes on the inside. It's going to be our days documented. And again, I did some walkthroughs on this where I show January and then February, and then we'll be doing March. And I just changed a little few things on the inside, but the cover is the same size as the school cover because for my yearly book, that one's going to be documenting the months of the year. So there, and if this is your first time making an album cover, a couple of things. Don't let it scare you that it's right now it will fold flat like this. You'll be like, oh my gosh, this isn't going to work. Yes, it will. We're going to put the spine, and we're going to put the hinges on our next one. And see, it's not going that way. I mean, it's movable a little bit more, but that's what I love about this. It's movable, and you're not going to worry about your spine because it's not going to unless you use, I don't know, a different cardstock. But that is our album cover. And I felt that I did slow it down a little bit, and we did that in an hour. Okay? Now, doing them on your own, you're going to whiz right through these. Just wrap your two pieces and attach them. Isn't that awesome? Okay, everyone, thank you for watching. And on December or January 30th, we will continue our December daily, and we'll be creating the hinges and the pages. Now, when I do, I wanted to, yeah, when I'm doing the hinges, I do want to show one thing because I did have a question. Can I make my pages instead of being top loads, which to be honest with you, these are too thick to even worry about anything at the top. Can I make them a side? Yes, you can. So I'm going to show you really quick how that can be done. And one way, I've got another album I can use so that this will make sense. That part I didn't prepare myself for. So you know what? I will do that separately. And I know a couple of you were waiting to see that. So the prototype real quick. I'll come back on live. It'll probably be tomorrow. I'll do a live on how to create the lay flat pages, like making it so it's a side load instead of a top load. Okay. Well, thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you January 30th. Oh, but there's going to be a lot of lives coming up, just to let you know, because I have a very special guest on my team, and everybody when they come in is special. All of you guys are special. I love when you come in, but Sally will be here in Utah, and we're going to be moving, finishing up the warehouse. She's here, and I'm going to put her to work. Free labor, you guys. Call Sally. Free labor. And we will be going live. She's going to be doing some fun demos like Olo markers. And she's going to show us all how coloring with Olo markers and doing the stamping. And she's going to do some more demos with the guys. So I'm excited. She'll be in Monday, and all that's going to be happening next week. Have a fabulous weekend. See you next time when we do our pages and